When you don't have the pressure to perform, you're probably going to do your best. Good Lord, I didn't know I was in the room with Confucius. We are like 3 days in and we already have possessive crazy people, which begs the question, can you really be that possessive when you haven't known anyone, haven't done anything, haven't barely had any kind of conversations, but all of a sudden it's like they're yours? Can that happen? Because we have it on both sides. We have at least one guy and at least one girl who seem to not be able to just let it go with the flow and just have fun at the resort. Because let's be real, they all say they're there for the right reasons. They all say they're there to find love. This ain't the setting. And the dating coaches show that they are just another shade of the therapist from like the last resort who didn't know anything, but yet are trying to give good advice. So, entertaining, ton of information to get to, but first make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I definitely appreciate all the support. Make sure you hit the bell for all so you get all the notifications for all the videos that come out. Y'all are awesome. Let's get right into it because, like I said, doesn't disappoint, and my God, the train wreck it is.
I'm gonna start off by saying to you, I just feel like...
First off, what do you think she's going to say when she approaches Rob first thing in the morning and he just groans like, what the hell did I get myself into? Well, where's she going with this?
In my past relationships, I have been lied to and really hurt. What you did yesterday
Don't care.
just really triggered something in me.
Don't care. For one, the buzzword of triggered that everyone, you triggered me. My God, the dude, she was throwing herself at him. Rob is no saint. I have all the problems in the world with Rob, except for the fact that in this case, he was originally saying he wasn't going to kiss her. And then all of a sudden, if I show you my butt, will you give me a kiss? I mean, should he have had the self-control? Yes. But we know Rob doesn't have it like that. And yet he gave in. But we're going to act like he's the one that was just relentlessly pursuing her? No, she got problems. And then she's going to say, you triggered me by saying we were a 3 on our date, which he gave to everyone. You have emotional problems. She goes on to say, I'm sorry for how I reacted, but you showed who you were. You gave all your cards right off the day. You were like playing Texas Hold'em. You had the 2 cards that made you have a royal flush, and you're like, hey guys, this is what I got. Now anyone want to bet? That's what happened there. He knows who you are. He is an idiot if he dips his toe back in that pool.
I told him I was like a 3. You gave her a 3. Like, are
Good.
you kidding me?
She apologizes, says all of that, which I don't believe anyway. And then Courtney jumps right back in and says, I told him, why would you give her a 3? Like, Courtney is nothing more than an instigator. She is pointless being there. She's destined to be alone. And if anyone doesn't see that and see that all she's going to be is nothing but nonstop drama, then you know what? I'll tell you to your face, you're an idiot. And Usman, who for whatever reason is protecting Courtney, saying he'll punch any man in the face, yeah, he's a whole lot of bluster, that's for sure.
My fatal flaw is definitely my insecurity.
Oh, is it?
And
Okay.
I just feel like with every man, I can't trust them in any way. So I put
Sure.
this wild, crazy front on.
Lady, I got something to tell you. Yes, there's a lot of trust issues. There's a lot of men that can't be trusted. But there's also a lot of women that can't be trusted. You're the one that went around to every person talking about where you had certain intimate sexual acts for the first time. Everyone. You told everyone. Then you're throwing yourself at Rob by saying, hey, want to see my butt and I'll kiss you? And yet your insecurities. I don't care if it's projection. I don't care if it's doing this misleading psychological thing of, but I'm really insecure, but I'm trying to build myself up. I don't care, because what you're putting out there is not a way you can cry victim later by saying, poor me, I'm insecure. You are on camera here trying to get the publicity, so I don't feel bad for you.
And she's got her sights on me, and I don't know what's gonna happen next, but like, if you're telling me that you get it and you're sorry, then maybe I shouldn't be writing a lease off completely.
Dude, Rob, you got to be the dumbest fool after being through these crazies and being through everything you went through with Sophie, which, by the way, a lot of that was your fault, but she was also very immature. And to not recognize that when someone is showing you who they are, you should believe them. I mean, absolutely take their word for it that they're insecure, they're crazy, they fly off the deep end. They're showing you right now. Now, does that mean there's not redemption? No, but you don't need to build someone up. You need to find someone who has it together. You don't want a project. That's where a lot of women come in and have issues, is they want a guy who's a project or a bad boy or all these things. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, you're going to get the bad boy that you so anxiously wanted. And so same goes for guys. If a girl's crazy, if she's showing you who she really is, sorry, she needs to get herself together. Do not pursue, or you're going to get everything you're viewing right there only in relationship form. And now you need to watch for the therapist, not therapists, because they bill them as dating coaches trying to give advice, but in reality, it's no kind of advice that's going to actually help, or anything you couldn't get from ChatGPT by typing it in.
I want you to use that as a measurement of how far you've come.
Yeah. I love how he has the face of, wow, that's so profound. I want you to use your past to see how far you've come. Oh my gosh, I did not think about that. They say the most simplistic things. Everyone uses what they've been through in the past, whether they realize it or not, to shape them for their future. And her saying that just tells me you know nothing. And the reason why they got dating coaches instead of actual someone who might be able to do therapy is because that's what they want. They want someone who's just going to be good for ratings, who's going to just say a bunch of generic crap and do these games with them, and then at the end be like, y'all did such a good job. But now all she's saying is very, very simplistic things, and then Cole, profound. It's incredibly dumb.
Feel a lot of pressure to perform is when you really perform your best.
Oh,
might be interested in Usman.
Wow. When you don't have the pressure to perform, you're probably going to do your best. Good Lord, I didn't know I was in the room with Confucius. Wow. This is the this might be the worst. Yeah, this might be worse than Last Resort. She's saying basically that he said, I get along with Courtney. I kind of like Courtney. And she goes and says, oh yeah, you're getting along. Well, you're comfortable. That's why it's working so much. Colt, you need to take that and then just the whole prescription of how to do it, which is really not a prescription at all. It's basically saying you're comfortable with her, talk to her. That's it. Unfortunately for Cole, I don't think he's realized that most likely he's already been friend zoned by Courtney. Also dodged a bullet because she is also crazy and is in no business ready for a relationship. But I digress on that for now. She has nothing good to say to him that can actually help. Colt needs to grow up. Colt needs to gain some confidence. There's a lot of things Colt needs to do, but just using your past and saying, hey, I've come really far is not going to get you a date, buddy.
That looks amazing. Yeah, sure. Come in.
Oh, this fool really laid it on. Look, he doing the most. He got the platter with the cloches. He got the covers for the food. He's like, yeah, I'm getting this Jennifer. Let me tell you something, man. You want the psychopath? Okay, she might not be a psychopath, but she crazy for sure. You want the crazy? Then you laying it on to get the crazy, I guess. Although I will say that it might be flipped a little bit, and he might have a little bit of, I don't want to go near that himself.
Cole brought a huge thing.
Is it that's huge? Like, look at these. That was what was under the cloche. A little bit of cut fruit. It looks like pineapple, peaches, maybe some watermelon, strawberries. A minor plate of cut food. That's what's under that. And he brought this huge, massive plate of food. Man, I thought this was like a 3-course breakfast or so. It was like pancakes, bacon. Like, you gotta have a good breakfast. You bring some fruit first thing in the morning. Come on. And she's gonna act like she's actually impressed by that. That lady is not impressed by that. She's still feeling him out and thinking how many dollar signs he got behind him since he's a pilot and all.
Role play?
Yes.
For some reason, in the second time meeting, they decide to talk about what kind of intimate things they like to do.
Okay.
Now your turn.
Well, actually, take that back. She's talking about what intimate things she likes to do. He is visibly uncomfortable.
Took an easy one. Here we go. Yeah, I like to take it outside of the bedroom, maybe.
Animals. Salvaje.
Bye.
wild.
Look at this. It's so uncomfortable. He has no idea what's going on right now. He's just kind of repeating what she says because she is already making him uncomfortable. She's the type that would be intimate with him, and if it's not up to her par, he would be trashed for it by her. She would be relentless. That's what kind of person she is. This dude, at this point, I would say run the other way. Although there are concerns with him.
I think it's important to tell Tim about the rumors that Jen is spreading.
Is it?
Tim might be into some kinky.
Oh.
This is some hot tea. Do you think I'm not going to share this?
Well, if you were an actual decent person, you probably shouldn't share it, considering the fact that all you're doing is fanning the flames of this massive brawl that is waiting to happen. All Courtney is a wannabe TMZ blogger. She wants to be out there with a camera taking pictures and talking about what tea she finds and how much gossip she has. No business being in a relationship. Only reason she's there is to try to get dirt on people. That's pretty clear. So why don't you go to Harvey Levin, try to sell a story, but get the hell out of this fake reality show.
I'm ready to party.
Yeah, it's dance fever. Who can cut a rug?
Yeah, I like Tiffany for her response. I mean, Tiffany seems decent. Like, I don't have a ton of crazy stuff to say about Tiffany. So I like her responses. And to this one, it was funny. Him cutting a rug, him dance fever. That's what Tim thinks
Dance
is going on.
fever, and we're all gonna cut a rug. Tim?
Yeah.
Your age is showing.
Exactly. 100% showing.
With his thigh-high boots.
Yeah, Tim and his questionable fashion choices. See, fashion is, I don't give a damn about, but my God, what the hell is he wearing 24/7 whenever he goes out? This fool, I don't know. I don't even understand with him. Many questions.
No, nothing. Believe me, nothing happened.
You were asleep,
maybe she touched you.
He is really...
Why not?
Yeah.
So, Uzman, a.k.a. Soulja Boy, best rapper and singer ever from Africa, according to him probably, is trying to say that nothing happened between him and Courtney when they were on vacation for a week, laid up with each other. So he's denying it actively while trying to pursue Courtney, and I think it's mostly because there's just no one else there that is interested in him. But it's really an odd dynamic of, why are you denying this? Because there's no reason to. And yet, now if you weren't attracted, then it'd be a trash move, but you'd have a reason to deny it. But you're trying to pursue her. So what you're doing makes absolutely no sense, unless the only thing you're doing is trying to get laid again, which is probably the case.
Even though my sights are on May tonight, I'm still keeping my eyes on Courtney.
Oh yeah, keep your eyes on Courtney, because I'm sure you haven't been friend zoned or anything. She doesn't want to be in a relationship period right now. She wants to drink and party. That's it. There's always several of them in this shows. But yet, for some reason, Colt thinks he's got a chance and has not been friend zoned.
I think we're both kind of like quirky and like, I don't know, we have the same energy, we have the same thoughts on a lot of stuff. I never got the...
Almost like besties. She's talking about Colt here, and every word she says just puts more credence to the fact that he's already been friend zoned. But she's not saying that. She's not saying, hey, I just think we need to be friends, Colt, or whatever, which is the problem, because he thinks he's got a shot. Now, she might string him along. She might give him a pity date at some point. But the reality is, everything is pointing to already being friend zoned. Okay, this is the best right there. See, if I saw that, that would be me wanting to actually hang out with that guy. See, that's the guy I'd want to hang out with there. No, in reality, though, the funny thing about this is you know damn well that they altered the audio when they were editing this together to cut out the music that was playing in the background to make it look like he was only dancing with himself to no music. I mean, he was dancing with himself, but to no music to make it even extra awkward, which is kind of messed up. But alas, it's still kind of funny, and I think Colt would probably take it in stride, but they are definitely trying to make him look like the goofy dude there, which he kind of is, but they're helping it along.
Memo, like he wore a sweater to a Mexican disco. He's sweating profusely.
Okay, this is coming from the guy that's wearing thigh-high boots, ties his towel above his chest, and wears the most outrageous things, acting like he's some high fashion. I'm like, dude, throw on a t-shirt and some pants and call it a day. I don't even know what you're doing. And he's going to criticize Colt for wearing a sweater. I don't know why he wore a freaking sweater in the Mexican heat, but he did, whatever. And Tim's got the nerve to criticize fashion choices? Like, I don't have to be someone that gives a damn about fashion to know, Tim, just stop. Just stop.
It's going to take a little more than a miracle to get one of these ladies to
Oh,
fall for him here.
And I would suggest taking advice from Chantel, who's trying to figure out if she likes her friend that kissed her more than a friend, who went to Italy and was held up with some random guy for a while, and who seems to just make bad decisions in general when it comes to relationships. But trust her when she's got advice for Colt. Look, Colt clearly does not have a good history. He wasn't necessarily, from what I understand, good to the girls he was with and all that, but all these people don't know how the hell to hold on to a relationship or choose a decent person. So let's not give advice.
That Latina, you'll flip that switch.
She basically saying that I could be nice, but I can give you that hell. Again, you have another one, Rob, that's telling you exactly how she is. Your problem is you have no common sense. You can't think. You keep saying off camera, I'm here for love. I want to find the person I want to be with. But reality, either you just want to get laid or you're too stupid to realize that none of these people in here are really someone that's going to be long-term, or someone that's going to be long-term and be able to sustain an actual happy relationship. You're going to be miserable because she's going to be threatening to hurt you all the time when you do something minor, let alone if you're off, texting or talking to other people online, looking at, corn or whatever you're doing. That's going to be a whole nother ball game. And I know you haven't stopped doing that kind of stuff yet.
With Jen, I feel like there's definitely like a connection, like we're vibing.
Okay, he was talking to Jen, and then Cole decides to walk up and crash the party. This is where it starts to be red flags with Cole, because he's known her a total of 2 days, brought her a close-covered fruit basket, and yet you're already possessive?
But then this mother Cole pops up right behind her.
How do you know Rob?
I just
like, look, and he's asking how you know Rob. Like, who are you to any of these people? That's why I say none of them or all of them have many, many red flags. So I can look at Jen and say, oh my gosh, she's got all this. But then Cole pops up with, hey, but I'm already possessive though. Why are we here? Why is the show Hunt for Love? It's the hunt for lust. It's always been the hunt for lust, and that's it. You might as well call it what it is. We can just be Temptation Island. We can just be Love Island or whatever one of these hookup shows is. We could just be the Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise. We'll do that one. I think I'm going to do that one this summer because it's an ultimate train wreck. But I digress on that. Yes, this is not Hunt for Love. This is Hunt for Lust.
I feel like I legit have not spoken to anybody.
That's because you haven't. Who are you again?
Like, you're like going up to Jennifer and like,
What's wrong with that? I feel like if my
Good
head is
Lord.
where you want it to be, then you're not okay and you're not.
She is already on this possessive thing again with him. She sees him talking to other girls and she's back on it. This is insane behavior. Possessive, that's why I said in the beginning, girl and guy possessive. Elise and Cole both have this possessive personality. It's bad enough to be super possessive anyway, but after knowing someone for like a couple nights at a resort, not having really any connection other than lust, and yet you're going to be possessive about them. I can't even count how many red flags that throws.
you also shouldn't be giving me a 3 when everyone else.
Oh my gosh. She's back to bringing up the rating that he gave to everyone. This lady is crazy. Like, she is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs crazy. She is bat-ish crazy. She is, I'm going to jump out without a parachute crazy. She is, oh my gosh, she stalk you crazy. She is a fatal attraction crazy. That kind of crazy. Rob, run the other way. You know what? Just leave. Just leave. She might break into your apartment.
Coming over to me. Just keep my name out of your mouth and move the on and meet someone else.
Okay, I will do that.
Done.
Cool.
It is not done. guarantee she is still going to be doing the same stuff. This chick can't let it go. And they need to kick her off the show because I'm telling you, she's the type that might actually hurt somebody.
I've never asked a woman out on a date before in person, so I feel like I'm an alien trying to observe human.
This is everything wrong with society now. Look, I understand, dating websites and things like that. They were a tool at one point, but now we're to the point where you have people like Cole who are on this show saying, I've never asked a person out in person. It's always been online. It's always been you searching for someone. You don't even know how to talk to people. You being awkward is because you haven't had real conversations. Everything's been virtually. People don't develop social skills that way. People don't develop good communication skills or great relationships that way. Instead, you do it virtually through a phone, through a computer, whatever it is, and it just isn't the same kick. And now here you are, however old, in your 30s or whatever, trying to figure out how to ask someone out on a date, not able to form a real connection. That's not good.
I think that we vibe.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But dating, not sure about
what?
That. I'm just, to be honest, like, I just have to...
Okay. So he asked her out. She rejects him by saying, well, we vibe, but dating, I don't know about that. And then follows it up by saying, to be honest. But you're not being honest. You're leaving that little bit, which Colt might get the hint, but in reality, a lot of people might say, oh, but she said we vibe, so there might be hope there. She just needs to get to know me, because she even kind of said that. We just talk some more and everything like that. She's trying to let him down nice, but that's not the way. You don't have to be mean to say, look, I'm sorry, you're just not my type. Rip the Band-Aid off, be done with it. You don't need to leave hope, but you can be nice and say, but I think you're awesome and I'd love to just, hang out with you while we're here, but I'm going to pursue other options. She didn't do that. She left the door open, and that's almost more cruel.
Trying to be nice, but then at the same time, the words behind everything is very, striking ice in my heart.
Very much so. The problem with Colt is he needs to gain confidence. What he needs to do is he needs to get in the gym. He needs to work out. He needs to eat right. He needs to improve his health and well-being, and that improves confidence. I'm not saying get in the gym because you have to be ripped up and you just have to be that kind of state of a person that has the abs and all that. He even states, I'm not that person. Maybe you could be, but you don't have to be. The point of the gym is to feel better about yourself. You need to build confidence to be able to talk to people. He clearly does not have this confidence. And even though she didn't let him down super hard, she still wasn't honest, which doesn't help anything with the confidence. So, Colt needs to change some things about him before he ever focuses on a relationship. But that's not what this is about, is it? It's about throwing people into the deep end and saying, have fun, we're going to shoot a TV show.
I feel like he doesn't have a shot with people. I hope that doesn't discourage him from asking other people out.
Oh, but let me ask you something, because she keeps saying he's nice. I feel like I don't want him to get discouraged. What if he asks you out? Because he says he's interested in you. What then, Courtney? Are you going to give Colt a chance? That will be the interesting thing, because he keeps saying he likes her, so he might ask her out, and what is she going to do then? Like I said, she might throw him a pity date, but other than that, he's friend zoned with her. That's a done deal. The question is whether she is honest with him about it, or if she strings him along.
I can see it straight through her eyes. She seems grounded, down to earth.
Okay.
Our souls seem to have known each other in many past lives.
The hell you say, Dick Dastardly? My God, this our souls seem to have known each other in past lives. Look, Tiffany, run the other way from this clown, because I don't know why you're so attracted to the mustache, the corn stash, or whatever you want to call it. But this fool is definitely working an angle and talking about past lives and all that. Good luck with that. You're going to end up hurt. I'm telling you, you're going to end up hurt.
I don't know. I definitely don't think this is Courtney's version of trying to be a good friend to Tim. I think this is Courtney enjoying the pot stirring.
Absolutely. That's all Courtney does. I mean, that face right there she got, that's her real self right there. Like, I'm just trying to get the scoop, the tea, if you will. Dumbass thing to say. But anyways, what she's got here is she is trying to basically stir the pot by saying, hey, I was told that you bought Jennifer a stripper and you like to watch. Basically saying you're a cuck. You like to watch, you get off on that. But there's no real reason for her to say this. Of course he's going to go off on it. And to this extent, even though Tim definitely has a lot of quirks that I can criticize, I feel bad a little bit because I think Jennifer is definitely trying this. Courtney is fanning the flames. She knows exactly what she's doing. Tiffany called it.
Absolutely. What's going on here?
And then Cole comes in after he confronts it. What's going on here? Like he's gonna do something. What the hell is wrong with Cole? Like that dude, I'll tell you what, Jennifer gonna eat Cole alive because he ain't no kind of man. He's pretending to be a man. That's a man that's extremely insecure, and you can see it all over his face when he's talking to her and she's being a little pushy. So good luck with that. But coming up and trying to defend her from what? Chantel jumps in her face. Chantel jumps in because she does? Sure. And Jennifer, oh, you jumped in and then grow that. Of course the drama has to unfold, but they knew this was going to happen. When they got acceptance letters from Tim and Jennifer saying they'd be on the show, they're like salivating at the lips. They're like, oh my gosh, it's going to be great because they cannot not fight. So that's exactly what we're going to get. Complete drama. Is there, question, drop it in the comments. Do you think anyone is actually going to end up together? Do you think anyone has hope for a relationship here? No. I say no. Absolutely not. No one has hope here. This is going to be lust for love or hunt for lust or whatever you want to call it. And that's it. They're going to be people hooking up and that's going to be the end of it. And that's what they want. They want the drama. They want the facade of relationships when in reality it's just hookup island. That's it. So we will see going forward how it progresses, but there will be much more drama. There will be much more dating coaches who are masquerading around as therapists, giving bad advice or very generic advice that helps nobody, which is fun because I think it's hilarious and I think they're all dumb, but you know, we'll get to more of that. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. I will see y'all next time.